Improper fraction. How to convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. What is it? A fraction where the numerator, the top number, is greater than or equal to the denominator and the bottom number. Why? Easier to use in mathematics than mixed numbers. Interesting fact. Jellyfish don't have brains. Interesting. So let's take a look at the vocabulary that you may need to know. Whole numbers are the basic counting numbers starting from 0 and counting by 1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth and so on. Your numerator, the number on top. Denominator, the number on bottom, or D for down. So if you look at the number on the screen, 8 and 3/4, 8 is your whole number, 3 is your numerator, and 4 is your denominator. So let's go ahead and read the steps in order to convert improper fraction to a mixed number. Step 1, divide the numerator by the denominator. Step 2, use the answer as the whole number and the remainder as the new numerator. Step 3, make a mixed number with the same denominator. Step 4, reduce if necessary. So let's read the question to make sure we are doing what we need to be doing. Convert the improper fraction to a mixed number. So that's what we need to do. So we need to follow step 1. Divide the numerator by the denominator. Before we do that, let's write down the multiples of 5 so we can do it easier. So let's begin the process. So we have 22. So let's pick a multiple of 5 that is closest to 22 without going over, which is 20. And now we're going to use that 4 as our answer. And we're going to do 5 times 4, which is 20, below 22. Now we subtract 22 minus 20, which is 2, and that's our remainder. So now we're going to use each of those colored numbers in our new answer, our new fraction rather. Our 4 will be the whole number, our 2 will be our numerator, and 5 will be the denominator. So 4 and 2/5 is your answer. Now let's take a look at example 2, same question. So now we follow the same steps. Step 1, divide. So let's go ahead and write down the multiples of 3 so that we can do it easier. And so let's go ahead and begin the process of the division. So we need to pick a number closest to 11 without going over, which in this case is 9. Now we can then write our answer on top, which is 3. And then 3 times 3, which is 9. Now we can go ahead and subtract those two numbers of between 11 and 9, which is 2. So that is our remainder. We're going to use each of those numbers to write our answer. Our red 3 is the whole number, our green 3 is the denominator, and the blue 2 is your numerator. So our answer is 3 and 2/3. Let's take a look at example 3, same question. So in this case we're going to follow the same steps. 20 divided by 6, which is, we'll find out. But now we're going to go ahead and write down the multiples of 6 to help us, and then we're going to start the process. Once again, pick a number closest to 20 without going over. As you can see, it's 18. We're going to write down the answer, which is 3 above, and then 3 times 6, which is 18. Subtract the two numbers. 20 minus 18 gives us 2, and we're going to use each of those colored numbers to write our answer. And in this case, it's going to be 3 and 2/6. But as you can see, there's one more step we have to do. Why? Because 2 over 6, they both share a factor of 2. So we need to divide the 2 and the 6 by 2, and we get 1/3. So our answer is 3 and 1/3. So in this case, we had to do step 4, which was reduce. So let's take a look at example 4. Convert the improper fraction to a mixed number. So same process, divide. Let's write down the multiples of 7. And now we can begin the process. As you can see, actually, one of the multiples of 7 is actually the answer. So we can just go ahead and write down the 5 above. And then 5 times 7 is 35. Subtract the two numbers. We get 0 as a remainder. And in this case, 5 and 0 over 7. You don't really see that. You only see 5. So your answer is 5. So let's take a look at the example 5. 28 divided by 8. So we're going to do that, which is the first step. We're going to write down the multiples to help us, and then we're going to begin the process, and we're going to pick a number closest to 28 without going over. In this case, it is 24. We're going to write the 3 above. 8 times 3 is 24. Subtract the two numbers, and we get 4 as your answer, which is going to be our remainder. And now we're going to go ahead and write out the the fraction 3 4/8. In this case, once again, you can see that we have to do something. Why? Because 4 and 8 have a factor in common. Okay, you can see the biggest one is 4, but if you divide each number by 2, then you can do that again. So in this case, the answer is 3 1/2. Okay, now it is your turn. So go ahead and pause the video so you can take your time to answer these questions, and I will show you the answers in 3, 2, and 1. If you got them correct, well done. If you didn't, there's always tomorrow.